Search and rescue efforts are underway in the central Philippines to find survivors of an earthquake that has killed at least 72 people and injured hundreds more. The quake had a magnitude of 6.9. It toppled buildings. It also triggered a landslide near Bogo City on the island of Cebu. Rescue workers are struggling to access more remote areas of the island.
Rumble, then crack. A shallow 6.9 magnitude earthquake toppled this church and sent people running into the streets. Dozens of people have been killed and hundreds have been injured. Clinics in Bogo City have been overrun with victims as hospital gurneys and makeshift beds spill out into the hallways and sidewalks.
There are many patients already. We're overwhelmed, so we have to take them to the city.
In one town, the deputy mayor said several people were killed when the roof of the sports complex partially collapsed. On the island of Cebu, buildings have been flattened and roads left impassable. Electricity has been cut, and in the north, water is in short supply. Residents are on edge as aftershocks continue to rattle the islands.
My body is still shaking from fear. I'm getting emotional because I'm scared. I get restless whenever there are aftershocks.
We are anxious because there are still aftershocks. Now we have even lost count of the number of aftershocks we've experienced because there are a lot of them, and it's been like that since last night. I haven't managed to get any rest yet.
The continuous quakes are also making the rescue work difficult.
We're racing against time. We're talking about life here. As responders, as rescuers, we are hoping that we can bring them out alive.
After the deadliest earthquake in the Philippines in a decade, the search for survivors continues.
And let's get more. We are joined now by Alex Oncal on the line. She is a photojournalist and she joins us from Manila. Tell us a little bit more about the rescue efforts and what you're hearing right now from Bogo City.
Well, as of today, the search and rescue efforts in Bogo City and the other northern towns of Cebu are ongoing, but they're extremely challenging. The magnitude 6.9 earthquake caused massive structural collapse of landslides and widespread damage to homes and schools and even churches. Rescue teams are there and are working around the clock using backhoes and sniffer dogs, and they're even doing manual digging to reach to the hard to place hard to reach place areas. But at the moment, since we are closing in on the 24-hour mark where it's critical to find survivors, the search and rescue operations have dwindled just a little bit, but from the local efforts. But then we are hearing that there are more personnel coming from the Philippine Coast Guard, from the Manila Disaster Risk Management Office are coming in to help out as well, not only for their search and rescue, but also to give aid to the survivors and other affected communities. There are a lot of people still outside in fear of returning to their homes. There are aftershocks that are still happening. Even last night, there was one that was as large as magnitude 5, and even this morning, one that was experienced around magnitude 4. So
Wow.
the structural integrity of the facilities are still in questions, and even their homes. So many are still very much afraid to enter. Right now, they are staying by the streets or in open area places like the plaza or outside the municipal hall or churches, churches and the hospitals. Even the hospitals, they're not even sure if they can enter. And they still be used. The patients are still outside since the DPWH and the local government are still assessing if it is clear to be safe for them to use again. So the government, are
Okay.
mobilizing everything from ambulances to mobile clinics to
Wow.
help out. Yeah.
And also in addition to all of that, the Philippines was just hit by two major typhoons and now this severe earthquake. How vulnerable is the Philippines to natural disasters?
Actually, the Philippines sits in this a ring of fire where we have hundreds of volcanoes around and we sit along the belt where typhoons pass the country. So we are very vulnerable to these natural disasters. Although this fault line that hit Cebu, it was said that it hasn't moved for 400 years. So this is quite a surprise in the province. Not only that, country was hit recently by two typhoons, as you mentioned, and just the neighboring provinces of Cebu, like Masbate, they were hit really badly. And even Masbate, aside from having large damages from the typhoon, also felt the quake, even if it's a little bit far away. So yesterday, the president did visit Masbate to assess the situation and give aid to the ones hit by the typhoon. And today, he is in Bogo for those hit by the quake. So yeah, they're working around the clock to help all of these communities that is hit back to back by these natural disasters.
Alex Oncal, photojournalist in Manila. Thank you so much.
Thank you.